Hi, everybody, and welcome to 32Soft's June webinar. I'm Denise, your host, and joining me today as presenter is Olena, our sensational solutions architect. Before I hand off to Olena, we do have a little bit of very light housekeeping. We have a number of new folks with us again this month. So please know that by default, everyone joins the webinar already muted. Each of you should see a control panel similar to what I'm displaying. And there is a section at the bottom where questions can be typed. You can type in your questions at any time, and then during the Q&A, I will read them aloud in the order they were received. Also, as soon as the replay from today is available, typically within the week, we will follow up with our encore email, which will include a link to the replay, all of today's questions and answers. And finally, please know that our demonstrations are intended to highlight basic functionality. The team does and is always happy to provide demos for individual organizations. And really, you don't just get a demo. It's a complimentary consult with 32Soft's QAD wizards. So hopefully you'll take advantage of that opportunity. That's it for the housekeeping. So Olena, if you are ready.
I am. Thank you. And hello everyone. Today we will talk about the ways and benefits of maintaining purchasing plan in QAD. Most of you are familiar with QAD concept of supplier schedules. Supplier schedules resemble long-term contracts for purchase of specific products from a specific vendor. They let you fix the price for buying some quantity of a given item over a certain time, usually a year, and they also let you arrange the delivery of purchased items as needed, either monthly, weekly, or daily. Besides being the cost-effective way of handling purchasing of a company's required supplies, supplier schedules are also an integral part of supplier relationship management and leads to better cooperation with the company and between company and its suppliers. There is a direct link between failure to purchase required materials on time and profit margin. Higher operational costs affected by purchasing price and logistic expenses lead to increased selling price or lower profit. Supplier schedules allow you to achieve control over costs of purchased components and remain competitive. Some QAD users have an impression that supplier schedules functionality in QAD is too complex or too time-consuming. Neither is true. Using supplier schedules instead of discrete purchase orders where it is applicable will not only save time and improve the relationship with suppliers, but also improve your material management and inventory control process. You will not use supplier schedules for discrete one-time purchases, but when regular purchases or deliveries are involved, you can rely on supplier schedules as a great planning tool. You have an option to automatically generate supplier schedule based on MRP demand or maintain it manually. Usually it is a combination of both. And this is where QAD users get scared of supplier schedules, not wanting to rely on MRP calculations or spending time on manually maintaining schedules one line at a time and not having complete visibility over full schedules. I will show how you can sail through schedule maintenance by using supplier schedule data loaders. This loader is a straightforward tool that allows you to quickly and efficiently update supplier schedules in QAD. You can download from QAD existing schedule, for example, the one automatically generated by MRP, and then modify it, or you can create supplier schedule manually. Excel interface gives you a lot of freedom when it comes to data entry and analysis. And all information is securely downloaded from or uploaded into QAD in real time. So first thing I need to do is to tell Excel what QAD database I want to get data from and where it is. All these options are pre-set up and I just need to make a choice. So here I have two options and I will select the one I need. Then by specifying ship to site, supplier, code, and start date, and clicking on the download button, I'm connected to QED. Of course, I can do this only if I'm a valid QED user and have access to Supplier Schedules functionality. Otherwise, this data loader will be just a regular Excel file for me. So that's my QED credentials. And here I've got into Excel schedule quantities for selected supplier and site. Now I can see all supplier orders and all ordered quantities in convenient and easy to read format. If there is only one active supplier schedule release ID, then release ID is displayed in the header here. If multiple active release ID exist for the selected supplier, then word multiple will be shown in the release ID field. Now I can review and make changes to schedule dates or quantities. So let's make some changes. Let's say I want to order 50 here and 50 here, and maybe, yeah, I can also change the date for 19 here. So now let's try to quote. And I'm done with schedule update. So I can download, and you will see that all the changes I made are in place. This is the fresh, the most recent supplier schedule I got from QED. If I need to create schedule from scratch and know only items, dates, and quantities required, I can copy-paste them in Excel. So let's pretend I copy-pasted it from the external source. I don't know this information. I have just, for the supplier, I have just list of items, and I have the quantities and dates I want to place my orders. So I can then use validate function to identify if I have in QED orders for those items and what are the line numbers, item description, unit of measure, revision, all these additional purchase order parameters. So, and now my schedule is ready to be uploaded into QED with order numbers, line numbers, all that information. If any errors will be found during schedule upload into QED, detailed error message will be displayed. Let's put invalid item number so you can see how error messages are shown. So I will try to upload, and all errors, I will see that there was error here in the status windows, and all errors will be highlighted in red. If I will mouse over the red colored cell, you will see that there is a detailed message. So that's, I fixed the error, click on upload, and now it's loaded. And if I will download it again, you will see now that release ID is multiple. That's because I have two POs for the supplier, and I updated just only once, so release IDs are different for these two. This is how easy, quick, and secure schedule update can be. Then when it comes to sending supplier schedule to supplier, you can use your established channels. Well, for example, if you have EDI communication established with suppliers or other ways, and send it directly from QED, because all this data are in QED, or you can send supplier schedule in this Excel format via email, or you can even use automated schedule distribution. We did a webinar about it about half a year ago, so you can find details on our website. This data loader I demonstrated is the best option if you need to modify MRP-generated schedule or create it based on the external prepared purchasing plan. There is another option if you need to build supplier schedule based on the projected demand. With this data loader, well, empty, it looks almost the same. In addition to downloading from QED existing supplier schedule, you can download projected demands and view receipts and schedule history. You can also download schedule history and then compare it with actual receipts to check how your suppliers is doing. Let me select QED database I want to use for this loader, and I will clear release ID to get the most active one. Here are my selection criteria, so just click on download. It didn't ask me for my user ID and password. That's because I just connected to QED with different data loader, and I'm connecting to the same database, so Excel remembers who I am and what are my credentials for QED. So here is my current supplier schedule. You see that format is slightly different. There is still the schedule. Schedule lines are highlighted in yellow, but there are also information about projected demand and receipts if there was any. I don't have much receipts in this test database. I just made a couple of items. I'll show them later. I can compare now demand with schedule quantity and make decision about necessary changes. It's just the idea for you. We can theoretically further add to this view a line that will show projected quantity on hand and quantity warnings to make the decision-making process even smoother. So let's look, for example, at this line. We have my purchases looks good comparing with the demand, even like I have even more. And for example, in this line, I have demand, but no any scheduled quantities. Although I'm good, I see I have quantity on hand. Let's assume that no, I need to add schedule to cover those demands. So I'll put this additional demands, the rest is fine. I will click on upload and we'll just re-download to make sure that data are there. So you can see now these are changes I made and new release ID has been assigned. So you know that these are the changes compared to release ID with previous number. With this data loader, I can also look at schedule history and compare it with receipts to see if my suppliers were delivering according to the schedule. So let me modify selection criteria. I will say that I want to see all release IDs, and I put start date back to beginning of the year. So I don't have much data here, but you will get the idea. I'll click on download, and here is the historically what my schedules, what my orders were, and you see this R lines is if I had a receipt on the date when I didn't have anything scheduled, then additional column for the date will show up, and then I can move here and here. For example, we ordered 60 and we received 55, and here, despite we ordered these numbers, we didn't receive anything. So just an example. There are also some different views for different options to look at receipts and schedules and demands. You can use this inquire receipt, schedule, and demand buttons, and when you click on it, you will see history of all receipts starting from this date. And similar, you can, for the line you are in, for the item you're in, or you can see the historical schedules. Here you can see that there's a number of schedules. Here are all my schedules that I placed starting from this date. Or if I want to look at the detailed demands in compressed view, again, I have these numbers here, but I can click on inquire demands and see detailed MRP report. Excel. And once I clear this file looks just a regular Excel file. And however, there is a certain functionality behind it, but from the user perspective, it looks like they're working in QED through Excel. You can see that using data loaders makes maintaining supplier schedule in QED and through them a purchasing plan very easy. So as a result of this solution, what we have, I can or you can eliminate all non-value adding steps and make communication with your suppliers more transparent. You know when you will get components you need, and also suppliers can plan their production as well, even long term. The loader calendar view gives you better visibility of the schedules. The fixed schedule price and established delivery pattern that you can have with supplier schedule allows you better control the cost of purchased components, and having purchasing plan in QED allows you to improve your material management and inventory control process. The implementation of purchasing plan using schedule maintenance data loaders is easy and quick. You just saw it yourself. So we will be happy to give you these data loaders for a free trial or look at the specifics of your purchasing planning in QED. These two loaders and processes we picked for today's webinar are the most generic ones to give you some food for thoughts. Over the years, we collected a lot of knowledge about QED and are glad that we have an opportunity to share it with you. I will now pass control to Denise, and she will facilitate Q&A portion of the webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now or even after the webinar. I will be happy to answer them. Denise, the screen is yours now.
Oh yeah, I'm talking away on mute. Sorry about that. Okay, so for anybody who might have missed the beginning, this is the section in your control panel where questions can be typed, and I'll be reading them in the order received. Okay, first question, do you have a tool to maintain blanket orders?
Yes, we do, and we actually had the whole webinar about what supplier schedules are and how to create them. So the generic functionality, QED functionality, and we have the data loader to maintain scheduled orders. You can find more details on our website under the past webinars section, or just contact us and we'll give you more details, or we'll do the demo.
Super. And the next two questions are somewhat related. Will demonstrated programs work with QAD 2015 EE? And the other question was, would it work with QAD 2013?
Yes, it will work with both. We just need to prepare the version for EE because the login process is different, but there is no changes to the layout of the loader or anything like that.
Thanks, Elena. Another very thorough demonstration, I guess. That is the last question I'm seeing. If anybody has anything else they want to add, feel free. We can move forward, and I just want to let everybody know, if you think of anything, shoot us an email, give us a call. We will include any questions up until we post the webinar with the Q&A. So we'll include anything that you might think of even after this session, of course. Let me take another look. No additional questions. So we'll go ahead and move along, and what I'll do is circle back and check again for questions before we close out the session. So while you're thinking, let's take a look at our upcoming webinars. Next month we have Using QAD Data to Measure On-Time Performance with Alex Kim, our super CEO. So if you track key performance indicators, you won't want to miss this one. Alex will show how you can use real-time QAD data to track and analyze your delivery performance. And we do take a little break in August from our webinar schedule, but we've begun planning a great fall lineup, which kicks off in September when Olena returns with Pick Up the Pace of Your PO Creation. If you are spending too much time getting your purchase orders into QAD, this would definitely be a good webinar for you. Registration is open for both July and September. You can look for links in the Encore email next week. Links to register are available at the bottom of all of our communications and, of course, on the website, too. And as I believe Olena had mentioned earlier, we have a webinars website page, and there you can find past webinars, upcoming webinars, and links to related information. So feel free to peruse that. Or if you're looking for anything specific, certainly just give us a call, shoot us an email.
I don't have anything else. This is Alex. I just want to thank everyone for taking time and attending our webinar. We'll try to bring those webinars every month, as Denise and Elena mentioned, and we'll be happy to hear your feedback, or maybe something that you would like to, be a specific subject that you would like us to run a webinar on. So that could be another interesting information for us to know. So, and just to also to reaffirm that if somebody is interested to have one-on-one discussion, we will be more than happy to set up a time and show what we have and how we can help you, or discuss potential bottlenecks that might be solved and things like that. So thank you very much. Back to you,
Thanks, Alex. Thank you. Olena, anything additional you wanted to add?
No, thank you, everyone.
Good. Okay. And I mentioned earlier that, our team is filled with QAD wizards, but they're also business process wizards. So you get kind of an extra consult when you do some one-on-one meetings to see how things might fit in your organization or not. But again, the team is always happy to meet. Just give us a holler anytime. And we'll go ahead. I just did another quick scan for questions, and we do not have any. We will go ahead and wrap up. And certainly everyone knows the importance and value of strong supplier relationships. And yes, suppliers are key, but our suppliers are only as good as we let them be. So thank you all very much for your time today. We are delighted you were able to join us, and hopefully we will see you again next month. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.